Well. We have a new smash hit segment on the channel. I just want to state that in no way, shape, or form that this channel is sponsored by Tubi. I wish, but as teased at the end of The Conjuring Rip-Off Universe Part 2 MCU Phase 2 tease, we are back with the Paranormal Activity Rip-Off Universe. Now this kind of went through a revamp, because the rules were kind of iffy. The best thing about all of the films from the Conjuring Rip-Off Universe video is that none of them have anything to do with each other, production-wise. But when it comes to Paranormal Activity, there actually is a rip-off universe by the infamous mockbuster machine, The Asylum, of Sharknado fame, and Titanic 2. But for the most part, all of the crap that they pump out these days is 100% intentionally bad on purpose. If the poster has a color contrast of orange and blue, a fading black border, big white goofy text, and an amazing looking monster that the movie wishes it had, that's The Asylum today. But before they hit that standard, they tried to trick you, coming out the exact same year as Paranormal Activity. 3 months later, in fact, Paranormal Entity was released. If you would like to know my actual thoughts on the Paranormal Activity franchise, you can see it in the Paranormal Activity The Marked Ones review from my Halloween special from last year. Now, to add variety to this video, I originally just teased 2 Paranormal Entity movies because there's 4 of the bloody things. I picked the first 2 and I was going to review this other movie called 21 Days because I scrubbed through it and it very much looks like a Paranormal Activity ripoff. But upon further inspection, I discovered that none of the Paranormal Entity movies connect. So we will be looking at all 4 of them instead because they are all on Tubi. And so without further ado, let's begin with the first entry in the Paranormal Activity ripoff universe, Paranormal Entity. Starting the film off with some unsettling and unnerving out of context phone call to the police. Then awkward fade into the opening scene. We're starting now. And just like all found footage movies, we need to have the dumb, forced setup as to why the people are constantly filming. One day the camera just gets turned on, shoved into the face of all the main characters, followed by unnatural dialogue, pretending to be natural.
Ellen, Mom, say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Smile, look at her. And my beautiful sister, Samantha.
Ew, gross.
Samantha, smile at the camera.
Smile.
Look at her, isn't she pretty?
So, from what I remember of Paranormal Activity is the boyfriend starts filming because Katie has childhood ghost stories and weird things have been happening recently, so he wants to document. This film, their father died recently, there has been some ghost stuff happening, and a psychic doctor with a PhD in ghosts tells them to document everything. That's our setup, and go. Last fall, Thomas Finley was arrested for the rape of his sister. Oh god. Spoilers! Also killed a paranormal investigator. Like, they should have saved this title card for the end of the film. Unknown origin. Forgive me if I'm being religiously insensitive, but don't all demons come from hell? And then he committed suicide while imprisoned. Ah well, let's try to still act shocked.
We are rolling. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Coming into focus. And there we are. Thomas Finley. This is my bedroom.
Don't care.
So we go down the hallway here into the living room.
But we get a whole tour of the house with all the cameras he could dream of.
If we cross the hall. Sorry. Shit.
Now this is one of the things that bugs me. There was a time where I loved the idea of the found footage genre. You have the ability to tell stories in a more believable manner, as well as come up with some new creative ways to convey a scary idea. But when movies like these just have the characters, setting up a ridiculous amount of cameras just sucks me right out. Like, are you that desperate to capture ghosts on camera? What a shitty investment. Cameras are expensive. That's why the first Paranormal Activity worked for me. One camera. What's with the camera? How much was the camera? That's why I love the aesthetic of the Blair Witch Project. One cheap colored handycam, one black and white 60mm film camera. That's your coverage. I love how jarring the two formats are. But then, whoa, the Blair Witch comes along. We got 50 cameras, a drone, Bluetooth earpiece cameras per person. Get fucked. But anywho, back to Paranormal Entity. Before there's any type of demonic shenanigans, we already get spooky Paranormal Activity shots.
Mom?
Ooh, what's going on here?
Mom? Is that Dad's?
Ah, I guess because the original movie had some abrupt cuts to black, this movie thinks, well, gotta do that too. Which becomes very annoying very fast.
Turn the goddamn camera off.
Whatever it is not your father.
Night 1. As someone who loves The Shining, even I don't care when the movie establishes the next day. It's not like these movies have a ticking clock factor. Then the movie copies the low frequency sound from Paranormal Activity. Shots of the house. Boring. Ugh! Home phone ringing. Jeepers, now someone has to answer it.
Hi, you've reached the Finleys. We can't take your call right now, but if you leave a message, we'll get back to you. Thank you.
But anyway, back to incest.
Good morning. Somebody looks wonderful this morning. Nice.
Ugh.
So, any visits from Dad last night?
It's not funny. Leave your sister alone, Tommy.
Just as the porn is about to begin, we are interrupted by the plot.
Anything happened last night?
You want some coffee, Sam?
Mom,
Uh-oh, something happened to the mom.
It's Tommy.
did something happen? I think it's important to discuss what's going on in this house
Turn the camera off.
and why it's happening.
Turn the camera off.
I think the fact that you thought you were talking to Dad
Turn the
kinda-
goddamn camera off.
So with him trying to bang the sister along with boring shots of nothing, I think we need some more exposition.
About a year ago, my husband David was tragically killed in a car accident. And I miss him a lot.
See, why wasn't all that information in text form at the start of the film? That's the best time to get out exposition without wasting the time of the audience. But not time for video diaries.
A couple of months ago, I just started talking to him. Pretending that he could talk back to me, you know? We were at this really weird, wacky store. There was just this lady there, and she was saying to us that you can talk to the dead by writing to them.
Writing to the dead is so dumb. How can you be talking to someone when you're writing?
And so I was like, all right. So I went home and I pulled out a pen and a pad of paper and I just started writing one night. I just felt like something was with me. It was just something was taking over me, and I felt like I was really talking to David.
It's like I could hear his words, writing back with a ghost pen. It's like that movie, Ghost Rider. Cut to black. Next, the mother and son are enjoying a nice evening of knitting and probably writing the screenplay for Titanic 2. When suddenly, broken glass on the floor means spooky ghost. I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's so funny how they established this moment with a security camera shot, but then it just cuts to jarring handheld footage and runs around. Oh, it's like realistic, bro. Getting caught in the moment. But fucking... See, that's what you get for slapping this film together 3 months after Paranormal Activity comes out. And don't try to tell me it's this shit. Cuts to black.
On. You okay? Next door.
Man, they put this message at the start saying that he raped the sister, other people died, but sitting through this film you're meant to be like, oh, was it paranormal? But then they keep showing us this crap with the sister and it's like, yep, he raped her, definitely, I can definitely see it, I'm seeing it right now. There was probably a ghost in the house, but yeah, the rape was all on him. That night, in the lounge room, the rumble noises sets in again. The TV turns on by itself. And then even though this is apparently night vision, the screen is red. Then, whoa, the coffee table moved. Was it a ghost? Anyway, cut to the sister's room and she's laying there when suddenly... Yeah, like that's not gonna fucking wake you up. But then the next day, the sister calls the brother into the room to look at the cross and he's all like...
Give it to me.
Oh, this fucking cutting to black is the worst. So then we go to a 2-shot for story time. Except this time it's an argument about whether or not the cross was on the floor because of nothing or a spooky ghost.
All I'm saying, Sam, is it's possible the cross fell off the wall.
And into the corner.
Things don't fall off walls and hit the ground and move into the corner.
No, they don't like fly diagonally. They don't.
Who says it flew
Square things don't
diagonally?
roll.
I didn't say it rolled, but who said it flew diagonally off the
It
wall?
was several feet away.
So who knew you could have kicked it?
It's like the dialogue in the script is first draft trash, but the actors are trying their best to make it seem natural and in the moment.
But what if
fell
she
on my
didn't?
feet.
What if she didn't kick it?
Just because the cross fell off a wall, that doesn't mean the ghost did it.
I don't like the fact that you're implying that your sister is lying.
Just light it on.
Well,
See?
these things could be
The cross falling
happening.
off the wall doesn't mean...
You're right. It doesn't.
Yes, I am right, Sam.
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
mean
totally
that.
right. It doesn't.
I'm not saying... Seriously, I'm getting a little tired of fucking...
All right, you
Nah, I
guys,
don't give a shit what
stop
you're tired
all
of.
this swearing.
So then the brother goes into the sister's room because classic him. The ghost opens up her panty drawer because he forgot to routinely check it this day. He finds a diary that recounts the whole dumb argument they had before, but she has also drawn some demon looking thing asking why is she seeing it. Feeling regret after the argument at the dinner table and leaving the fucking booming shot.
Stop
tired
all
of.
this swearing, okay?
He goes to the other best room to find the sister, the bathroom.
Why are you shooting me right now? I'm getting ready for bed.
Because I'm apologizing. I thought I'd get it on the record. I'll see you tomorrow.
Later that night, the mother is sleeping, and demon antics ensue. She walks around like Paranormal Activity, she writes something on the coffee table, on paper, and then she walks away with it, but this time it fades to black. But then...
What?
Did you do this?
Do what?
That writing on the table.
What the fuck? No?
That's not funny, dude.
Sam, I didn't do it. Mom, did you do this?
No. No, I didn't write that.
It's still warm. And so they look back at the footage, and rather than trying to get a good angle of the laptop showing the security footage, he just films it at this angle, which is infuriating. Like, just film it at a different angle. And that's not even my filmmaker's criticism. If you're trying to document everything that's happening in this house, this looks like shit.
You don't remember doing it?
No.
This whole scene feels like she signed up to some scam on the internet, and now all her money's gone, and the son is trying to figure out what happened because she don't understand computers no good.
Thomas, what is wrong with me? What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
I'm losing my fucking mind.
You're tired
all
of.
this swearing.
Mom, I think there's something going on in this house.
Oh yeah, the cross falling down. Might be a ghost.
Just light it on.
Well, these things could be happening.
the wall doesn't mean the ghost knocked it off.
No, you're right.
doesn't mean that the ghost did it.
You're right.
Mom sleepwalks and is deaf's like totally a ghost, hey.
Mom, I think there's something going on in this house.
No, don't worry, Mom. Everything's gonna be okay. Cut to black. When suddenly...
A while ago, I started feeling like something was in the room with me when I was asleep.
It was your brother.
And I couldn't sit up and I couldn't turn my head to figure out what woke me up. And it was like somebody was pushing me down, just like with one hand.
It was your brother.
So that was the first time it happened?
Man, this whole scene feels like the brother is forcing her to give a false confession.
Do you think it's gonna happen again?
This feels so messed up, but not even in a paranormal way.
Oh, really?
Zooming in, really? Cut to black. The sister is sleeping and suddenly the camera gets dragged past a wall. And then she starts getting attacked. What? And then the brother runs in, but nothing is seen.
You okay?
Cut to black. The mother is on the phone.
Hey, Dr. Lauren, this is Ellen Finley.
Slide.
Lauren, I gotta talk with you. Okay.
Cut to black. Brother is on the laptop, suffering from writer's block on Titanic 2. Mum and sister are going out.
I'm taking your sister out. Do you need anything?
No, I'm okay.
Riveting filmmaking.
What? Yeah? What? What is it? Sam?
It says moron. Oh, cut to black. Late night phone calls from a crack addict. Mother starts hearing the door banging. This guy can clearly hear it from his room, but he has to look up to the vents just to make sure. Yep, I'm hearing my mother getting attacked. Running around the lounge room. Something in the attic, but I'll film the roof anyway.
What is that?
Fucking door closed on its own. What?
Oh my god, fuck!
Now talk about dumb characters in horror films. 1 minute he says this.
There's something in the room with us. Oh god! I can feel it! I can feel it fucking standing next to me!
But then they notice footprints all along the roof, which, you know, would back up what he just said. But then he says,
I want to see where they go.
No,
Come here, come in.
Thomas,
It's okay.
Don't.
Just stay here. I want to see where they go. Shh, just stay with me. It's okay.
"No, it's fine. The presence has clearly left the house now, so we can safely investigate. Upside down footprints? Nah, it's all good. No demon. Door closed on its own again. Run!" Even though they're getting chased by a demon, he feels the need to get really close to the sister with the camera. Cut to black. So then the brother spends like a solid 15 minutes walking around the sister's room, panting like he's been running. He's filming nonsense and zooming in and out. He finally backtracks the footsteps to his dad's ashes that have been tipped over, which makes him more out of breath. Now this is the problem. A demon stepping into your dad's ashes and then running all around the roof is a good idea, but not for or in this movie. If you've seen Paranormal Activity, this is just ripping off the demon walking through the salt or whatever, and you see his footprints on the floor. But if you haven't seen Paranormal Activity, then everything about this movie is so boring and poorly executed that this is a waste of an idea. And also, cut to black. Next, the brother checks the phone messages to hear missed calls from the ghost.
Who's that?
Nobody.
And then he bumps the camera. Or maybe it was the demon. And so, the whole family has reached boiling point and they don't know what to do. So the mother and sister are sitting on the couch doing nothing.
There you guys are. You guys alright?
Such riveting natural acting. And what's great about this scene is that everyone forgets whose character motivation is whose. When the brother wasn't having a bar of anything paranormal, despite setting up 50 cameras just in case, not believing that the demon knocked a cross off the wall and threw it across the floor.
Just because the cross fell off a wall, that doesn't mean the ghost did it. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
I don't like the fact that you're implying that your sister is lying.
Now he's the one that wants to leave.
Alright, look. I think it's time to think about getting out of here.
When the mother has just been floating around this whole time without any strong feelings on the matter, suddenly she's offended by the idea of having to leave her house because of a spooky ghost.
And where are we gonna go?
I don't know, go to a motel for a couple nights. Well, I know, Mom, but I don't
Where are
think
we gonna go?
it's starting.
This thing is gonna just push us out of our house?
Mom, I don't know, but I think
I can't, I mean...
When the sister was the one sensing something weird was going on,
Look, all he's saying is that it makes a good scene for his fucking movie that's gonna make him famous.
Fuck up. Seriously? I'll get...
now being the most attacked by the ghost, she just sits there and looks like she's bored. Ah well, the brother, who's the director, who also wrote Titanic 2 by the way, just needs to keep the plot going so it can be feature length. So when the logical conclusion is that they should all get out or call a priest, or at the very least have some panic in your voice, his stance is this.
I think you guys should probably go to a motel for a few nights. But until Dr. Lauren comes, you guys go. I'll stay here. I'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep filming and see if if anything happens once you guys are gone.
This scene is so bad. It kind of invents a whole new style of dialogue, spouting out the clunky exposition, but doing it in a, look at me, I'm acting natural and in the moment. So all we get is dumb stuttering and pauses.
Mom, I know, but
Why hasn't Dr. Lauren called us back yet?
I don't know. I don't know where he is. But until he calls, until we figure this out, you guys go. I'll stay here. I'll take care. I'll see what happens.
You're gonna see what happens.
And then they leave. And so, when this movie was going absolutely nowhere fast, or slow I should say, suddenly we are treated to a sweet and hectic montage of the brother setting up booby traps, just like Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street. But like, this is Paranormal Entity, so it must have the quality as such. But then it just drags the fuck on. Yawn. Walking around the house, turning on the cameras, just filming nothing. This should be tense, and he's just strolling around. Now, following all of this boring slog, there are some scares that I have to compliment with the highest pitched voice possible. They were fine.
Jesus. Holy shit.
Then he makes his way back to whatever this room is, and then...
Jesus! Holy shit!
When I first watched this, I thought that was the ghost ringing him.
Oi man, I'm outside. I don't know how to turn handles. Reckon you could let us in?
But no, it wasn't that, even though that'd be amazing. It's the mother ringing.
Hello? Oh, Mom, calm down. What do you mean it followed you?
What? It followed them to the hotel? But what was bashing on the door? Nah, that doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Jesus, what the hell happened? What happened?
What happened? What happened? She was attacked. How was she attacked? Cunt to black. Then story time. The mother is trying her hardest to win an Oscar.
It looked like something was pressing into her arms. And then it just dragged her off the bed. This thing just dragged right off the bed, and she screamed, and I couldn't do anything. We have to make this thing go away, all right? We have got to stop this.
If this was a better movie, the brother would have gone to and set up cameras there. You know, add some production value rather than just showing the toilet of this massive house. That being said, you know the term show don't tell? Well, this scene as a scary part of the film gets that wrong. But don't worry, there's still more, or less I should say, of that to come. Ah yes, letting my mother and sister get some rest. Even though I'm standing in the room fucking filming them, better not wake them. Ah well, cut to black. Night 13, the most unluckiest night there is.
You gonna be alright in here alone?
Who just walks into a girl's room not only with a camera but already recording? Oh wait.
Let me know if you need anything.
That was it? Alright, we're nearly done. Just gonna start skipping through these details because, let's be honest, there aren't any. The sister is laying in bed and the footage has been color corrected to look like night vision, even though it's not, and her covers get pulled away. The brother is in his room, already filming. He hears the sister calling out to him and he needs to look up at the vent again with the camera. Then we have to sit through all of this nothing footage of him outside looking for the sister. Eventually he makes his way into the attic and the sister is just Blair Witching in the corner in just a bra and undies.
Sam! Samantha!
Was really hoping she'd do like a CGI monster face and then it would lead to like the big showdown, but nah, cut to black. The next day, fuck. She's on the couch all quiet and traumatized or something. I've only seen Paranormal Activity once, but I'm pretty sure there's a scene in that where Katie is like all traumatized and quiet. The brother rings the landlords to find out what was the name that the mother wrote down on the paper was all about.
Do you know by any chance if anybody ever died in this house by the name of Marin?
And he gets nothing, and then...
Remember in Paranormal Activity when they were screaming from the distance? Oh yeah, I remember.
Sam?
The brother runs to see what's happening to the sister and oh no! You got nude for this film?
Jesus Christ! It's alright, Sam! Come here! It's okay,
I don't even know what happened to her. Shortly after, she's asleep and he's in her room filming her and touching her. Ugh. Man, did this filmmaker know how incestuous this film is going to turn out? Or was that his plan all along? Then the mother is having an alcoholic breakdown.
Mom, come here. Jesus Christ.
That night, she's doing a paranormal activity and walking around and standing there and staring at nothing, and then walks away. The door moves on its own. Then it instantly cuts to the brother in his room just filming. Like filming nothing. He's just already got the camera going. It's like he was ready for it.
Jesus Christ! What did you do, Mom? Oh my God, what did you do to yourself? Samantha!
Okay.
Mom, if you see this, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. I should have listened to you, and I should have been there for you.
Nah, mate. That moment was earned in the Blair Witch.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened. Because in spite of what Mike says now, it is my fault. Because it was my project. I insisted that we weren't lost. I insisted that we keep going.
This is actual acting. This is crap. Also, you're trying to stay anonymous. We've seen you already on IMDb as the writer of Titanic 2. And then they do that moment from Paranormal Activity where an outsider comes in and it's all like, nope.
Dr. Lauren, come on in.
This is the doctor who told the brother to set up 50 cameras in the house and in everyone's rooms. Then we just have to watch this dude walking around, and then we all go and we sit down to have a chat.
There is an incredible presence in this house, and it's a very negative presence. And it's very attracted to you, Sam.
Yeah, the negative presence is the one filming. Then they bring up the mother trying to make contact by writing letters to the dead dad.
Well, that's all very common because when someone loses a loved one, and they're trying to make contact with that loved one, they sometimes unknowingly invite in a dark entity. It's like an open door, let's say.
Yep, no longer a Ouija board, just write on paper. That'll summon a demon. But then the dude reads the paper and says Marin and instantly knows what demon it is. It's this.
Now, before we get started, I just want to make sure that both of your minds are extremely clear, and that I have 100% of your attention and your concentration. Sam? Okay.
And... Samantha! Camera first, family later. Then running around, screaming. The sister is covered in blood and screaming, and then she's pretending to be dead. And done. It is the opinion of those closely related to the Finley family that this footage be shown to the public as a final testament to the unexplainable and horrifying events that took place in the Finley home. Yeah, make up your own opinion of what happened. And if you ask me, the brother was sedating the sister, raping her constantly, telling her that it was a ghost. The mother was already having a mental breakdown due to the fact the husband died, finding out her kids are banging, and she's also an alcoholic on top of that. She wasn't sleepwalking due to demonic influences, she was just trying to find the liquor cabinet. And then the brother told them to go to a hotel so that he could walk around the house and film all of this alibi B-roll that he then edited into the whole project so he wouldn't go to jail for incestuous rape. See? It wasn't me. I was too busy outside filming trees. This guy was hired to make up some bullshit that this is specifically a rapist demon, to which you can see the sister getting suspicious.
Okay, in Germanic folklore, a nightmare is an evil spirit that attacks women as they sleep. Very similar to the Christian incubi that rapes women.
And that was Paranormal Entity. It's kind of incredible. Usually when rip-offs like these are made, at least there's ripping off from multiple influences, you know, to hide it better. But this movie is 100% exclusively ripping off Paranormal Activity. Like this dude probably rewatched it a few times in the cinema when it was out, wrote down a script of something that is like Paranormal Activity, and that's it. Just whatever happened in Paranormal Activity, make it like that. Like even the first Paranormal Activity had some set pieces that required effects and at least creativity. I believe that Katie was getting dragged out of the bed by an unseen force and then dragged down the hallway. There's a great visual effects breakdown from Indie Mogul showing how they think that would have worked, and that's probably how it did work. No other sources of inspiration. There's no, maybe I'll chuck in some Exorcist and Shining influences. Oh wait, unless the entity part of Paranormal Entity is a homage to The Entity, which is all about ghost rape.
They will find the entity.
Okay, now this movie's brilliant. This movie has 100% nothing. No creativity. Just like Titanic 2. It sunk again. Or maybe it doesn't. I haven't seen it, but come on. It's Titanic 2.
A day where the lives lost on board this ship's predecessor were remembered with the creation of the greatest, fastest, most sophisticated ship ever created, the Titanic 2.
Let's make history. Looks like history's repeating itself.
You understand me, Captain? There's another wave coming.
We gotta find out how fast this thing is moving.
Now, I'm guessing that this movie fooled many people upon its release, like many of the Asylum mockbusters. And like Hollywood itself, the second they sniff success, what's the next logical step?
Sequel!